This could be the week that a bill giving gays and lesbians the right to marry in Maryland clears its final hurdle. The measure made it out of the House Judiciary Committee late last week, and it's expected to be on the House floor within days. This comes amidst a shift in the Obama administration's views on same-sex marriage. Just recently, as you probably know, the president and his attorney general decided they will no longer defend the Defense of Marriage Act, the 1996 law that bars the federal government from recognizing unions involving same-sex couples. Maggie Gallagher is here. She's head of the National Organization for Marriage. Welcome back. It is good to see you again.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Maryland appears poised to join the other states that have moved forward in allowing gays and lesbians to marry. Not a done deal yet. In fact, I think
not a done deal. Yeah, they're 4 votes short, at least at the moment.
I think they are a couple votes.
And the House was supposed to be easy, remember,
correct.
in this deep blue state. And instead, there's been a big public outpouring, I think particularly from the black church, which is making a difference. There's also a referendum in Maryland, and with the strength of the public opinion that we're seeing on the ground there, I'm pretty confident that if they pass that through the House, that we'll be able to take it to the people, and the people will veto their politicians as they did in Maine and California. Interesting, though, that in this state where the bill in prior years has been bottled up and killed in the Senate Judicial Proceedings Committee because of several factors. One, a change in the makeup of that committee. The bill made it out of the Senate committee, made it to the Senate floor, passed 25-21, no slouch there. And if, as many people think still might be possible, it makes it out of the relatively liberal House, you could see, you would then see the bill move to Governor O'Malley's desk, and he says he will sign it. So a real moment here. Yeah, the referendum process interrupts. I don't know if your viewers know this, but we will have a chance once it passes the House before the governor can sign it to collect signatures, at which point the governor doesn't sign it, it goes to the people. And our internal polling shows that it's about 54-38% in favor of retaining the traditional understanding of marriage in Maryland. 2 co-sponsors of that bill, I know this is a good moment, but people don't hear this very much, so forgive me.
No, go for it.
The two co-sponsors of the bill, both African-American Democrats, actually pulled out, which is pretty rare. You know they must be hearing from their constituents that, you know, rights, benefits, fine, but don't mess around with the meaning of marriage.
Over time, the shift in public opinion has been in the direction of allowing people to have a civil marriage, provided there are protections for religious groups, for churches that don't wish to sanction same-sex unions. I mean, if you look back over several decades, there's no question what the trend is in terms of public opinion, and young people seem to be, you know, leading, if you'll forgive my just using the phrase that way. Among young people, there's much more of a who cares attitude than there is among middle-aged folks or older folks.
Well, I think it's not surprising. Basically, if you, on an issue like marriage, it's really not a good idea to just go poll the 18-year-olds and do whatever they think. I think we need some grown-ups here. Now, obviously, there are grown-ups on both sides of this issue. But, you know, talk about trends in 31 out of 31 states. Every time the American people have had a chance to vote, they've said, we respect our gay friends and neighbors, but we think marriage is the union of husband and wife for a reason. And I expect that trend will continue in Maryland and elsewhere.
Do you think that, you know, we now have states where gays and lesbians
there's civil marriage,
married, and they're living as, you know, wife and wife, husband and husband, whatever, however you would describe it. Has that hurt the institution of marriage?
I think that it is a decision point for the institution of marriage. If you really believe, as I do, that the reason the government's involved in marriage, that the heart of the marriage idea is that we have to bring together the 2 great halves of humanity, male and female, to make and raise the next generation. What same-sex marriage does, as many gay marriage advocates have said, particularly scholars, is it announces that we're done with that idea of marriage, and we're now on to a new idea of marriage, which is about affirming adults' loving, caretaking relationships. So yes, I do think that does hurt marriage over time.
Forgive me for interrupting, and I want you to finish the point, but just forgive me. What you just said, I think to a lot of people's ears, that notion of 2 people in a loving, committed relationship who are going to take care of one another, I don't think you could have nailed it any better for a lot of people in terms of what marriage is what we all hope it becomes over time. I mean, what people who start out with good intentions actually realize.
Right, and therefore it's no longer related to the natural family or to the facts on the ground that cause marriage to be a universal human social institution. So you're choosing a new vision of marriage. It sounds nice, but it begins to become difficult to answer basic questions. If it's about committed caretaking, why can't close relatives do it? Why does it have to be a sexual union? What role does fidelity necessarily play? Shouldn't that be a choice? Why not polygamy or polyamory if you're trendier than, polygamy is for the old-fashioned religions? But anyway, I do think we're seeing that play out all around the globe. We're also seeing the ideas driving gay marriage leading to huge conflicts, huge new problems for traditional religious people. This week, the same message point, right? I mean, the same momentous week for marriage in the United States. In Great Britain, the High Court ruled that Christian parents who disagree with gay sex and marriage are not fit parents and can be excluded from foster care, right? So we're seeing in Illinois, just after passing a very badly drafted civil union bill, probing evangelical, Catholic, and Lutheran adoption agencies for discrimination because they don't place children with gay couples. So we are seeing some pretty serious conflicts and consequences of the ideas driving gay marriage.